All right, let's dive straight into this explainer. As a relationship coach, I see guys making the exact same agonizing mistakes day in and day out. Today, we're decoding the dark psychology of attraction. We're going to kick things off with a harsh, undeniable truth, one that probably goes against everything you've ever been told. Chasing women literally never works. Think about it. If you chase, she goes cold. But if you do absolutely nothing, well, nothing happens. So the real game isn't about whether to pursue or not. It's about playing the game so expertly that she ends up chasing you without even realizing it.
I've broken this playbook down into 6 core steps for us: logical versus emotional pursuit, the cigarette analogy, chaser versus hunter, the power of scarcity, the first date masterstroke, and wrapping up with the masculine frame. The goal here is simple: move you from a reactive, desperate mindset into a highly grounded reality.
So, Section 1, logical versus emotional pursuit. This is the foundational flaw.
A few years back, I met a guy who owned 3 massive, highly successful restaurants. He was constantly surrounded by women, getting calls, texts, invitations left and right. You'd think he had it all figured out, right? Well, one night over drinks, he hits me with this bitter truth. He said, "I'm just a walking ATM machine. When the money stops, the love stops." And you know what? He hit the nail on the head. The women were there for the wealth, the status, the VIP treatment. They always had one foot out the door, just waiting for a guy who actually made them feel something. This, my friends, is the ultimate trap of what we call logical pursuit.
Here's the crucial takeaway. True attraction is never logical. It's an emotional pursuit. See, logical pursuit is calculated. Her brain is literally just asking, is this guy going to make my life easier? But emotional pursuit? Man, that is a biological craving. It wires you directly into her nervous system. It becomes a habit. She isn't sticking around because a spreadsheet told her to, she's doing it because her mind and body are absolutely compelled to. And here's the real secret sauce. These feelings, they don't just happen by magic. They are deliberately created.
Moving to Section 2, the cigarette analogy. This is all about creating that addiction.
Imagine a buddy offers you a free cigarette. You try it, it's kind of nice. A couple of days later, he offers another one. Slowly, without even noticing, you build a habit. Fast forward a few weeks, and now you're looking for him, asking, "Hey, got a smoke?" But this time, your buddy says, "Sure, but you got to pay for it now." Because the habit is already formed, you willingly hand over the cash. Now translate this to dating. Swap out the cigarette for attention, emotion, and connection. You give a little free attention, right? Then you pull back. You come back, give a bit more, and vanish again. Slowly, she starts craving that hit. Your presence becomes essential. And listen, this isn't about being manipulative, it's just understanding raw human nature. Women crave emotion, challenge, and unpredictability, not a guy who bores them to tears by being available 24/7.
All right, Section 3, chaser versus hunter. Let's talk about this massive identity shift.
You've got to stop being the chaser. We all know this guy. He's the 24/7 helpline boy. A girl shows a tiny ounce of interest and boom, he's dropping everything, texting constantly. "Whatever you say, my majesty." He loses all his value instantly, because anything that's perfectly predictable is just profoundly boring. The hunter, on the flip side, he operates with a silent, grounded authority. His intentions are crystal clear, but he has absolutely zero neediness. He gives direction instead of constantly asking for permission.
To really lock this concept in, let me tell you about a guy named Fernando. Now, Fernando wasn't a male model, he wasn't filthy rich, and his social media was honestly nothing special. But women were absolutely obsessed with him. It was like he had this hidden button he could just press. Eventually, I had to ask him, "Man, what is your secret?"
And he just looked at me and said, "The difference is in the question, brother." Think about it. When an average guy, a chaser, talks to a woman, he's basically begging. He asks, "When are you free? Can we please hang out?" He's asking for permission and putting her in the driver's seat. Fernando never did that. Fernando would say something like, "What day are you free this week? I want to take you somewhere." Do you see the subtle yet massive shift there? He is giving direction. He's inviting her into his world. He is setting the frame.
Which brings us to Section 4, the power of scarcity. This is your golden rule.
1. Just 1. That is the ultimate rule of scarcity. You initiate contact exactly 1 time per week. No more, no less. Now your brain is probably screaming at you right now, "Wait, if I only text once a week, she's going to forget about me." Absolutely wrong. She won't lose interest. In fact, she's going to become wildly curious about you. Why? Because literally every other guy in her DMs is boring her to tears with 15 good morning texts a day. By reaching out just once, you make yourself rare.
And rare things, they always take up prime real estate in the human mind.
So, what does this texting frame look like in the wild? Let's say you met on a Saturday night. Whatever you do, do not send that desperate, sweaty good morning text on Sunday. Resist the urge. Wait a full week. When the next Saturday rolls around, you send one highly purposeful text. You do not ask what she wants to do. You announce the plan. You say something like, hey, you mentioned you were into art. There's a killer exhibition this Friday at 8 p.m. Dress up a bit. I'm taking you somewhere special afterwards. Boom. That is a heavy, masculine declaration that leaves absolutely zero room for hesitation.
Now, fair warning, she might test you here. She might say she's busy or hit you with the dreaded, let me see. This right here is where 99% of men completely break. They panic, their whole tone changes, and suddenly they're offering 5 different backup days. Please, do not do that. If she pushes back, you reply with exactly this. No problem, maybe another time. Period. End of sentence. No long explanations, no extra effort. This proves your immense self-respect. She's so used to men scrambling and jumping through hoops for her attention that your calm, unreactive silence will instantly spark a burning curiosity. Trust me, 9 times out of 10, she'll miraculously text you a few days later saying her schedule suddenly cleared up. Okay, Section 5, the first date masterstroke. This is how we create explosive chemistry.
The single biggest mistake guys make on dates is acting like good little boys, conducting a corporate job interview. Oh, what do you do for work? Do you have any brothers or sisters? Guys, that's just fact-finding. It is purely logical, and frankly, it's instantly forgettable. Women don't remember exactly what you say. They remember how you made them feel. So instead of an interview, try what I call emotional spelunking. Ask a question like, when was the exact moment in your life you felt the most alive? This literally forces her to pause, look deep inside herself, and tie her most thrilling, visceral emotions directly to you sitting right across from her. As she opens up, you'll physically see a shift. She might play with her hair, her face will soften up. That's your cue to deploy the master stroke. Step 1, flick your eyes down to her lips for just a split second, then right back up to her eyes. If she holds that gaze, lean in and kiss her. But here is the absolute most critical part. Step 3, end the date immediately. Right there at the peak, pull back, smile, say, tonight was great, give her a quick kiss on the cheek, and leave. You are leaving her at the absolute height of the chemistry. It plants this burning question in her mind. Wait, why did he leave when it was going so perfectly? I promise you, that mystery will keep her staring at her ceiling all night long.
And if you execute this correctly, you're going to see a massive, undeniable shift. She'll start showing these exact signals. She'll text you first the next morning. She'll start rearranging her schedule to fit into yours. You'll notice she gets slightly frustrated if you take too long to reply. These aren't bad things. These signs prove the emotional pursuit is working. The dynamic has officially flipped. She's the one chasing you now.
Finally, Section 6, the masculine frame. How to maintain this dynamic long-term. Once she's hooked, you have to implement what I call psychological gravity. This completely relies on selective availability. You aren't totally MIA, but you sure aren't perfectly predictable either. It's a rhythm. Sometimes you're super warm and present, and other times, you're genuinely busy. The harder she tries to figure out this rhythm, the more emotionally invested she gets. She gets naturally pulled into your orbit simply because you have an unwavering focus on your own life's purpose.
The golden rule of keeping attraction alive long-term is actually pretty simple. Never make a woman your entire priority. A healthy relationship requires a man to be actively moving forward on his own path, while the woman joins him as a beautiful addition to that journey. If she suddenly becomes the sole purpose of your existence, you lose your momentum, you lose your purpose, and I guarantee you, eventually, you will lose her attraction.
Look, she's going to test you. If literally just human nature, she might use the silent treatment, cancel plans last minute, or throw mood swings just to see if you crack under pressure. The average guy panics, right? He texts, "Are you mad at me? What did I do wrong?" Game over. But you're a hunter. When she tests you, your real power lies in remaining entirely unreactive. Power isn't about dominating her. It's about being a stable, grounded mountain while her emotional weather fluctuates all around you. That kind of unshakable stability earns her deepest respect. And remember, respect is the absolute lifeblood of attraction. So, we've just covered a massive psychological shift. You know the difference between logical and emotional pursuit now. You know how to use scarcity, how to orchestrate a mind-blowing first date, and how to hold that masculine frame. The entire blueprint is right in front of you. But the final choice to actually implement this to kill off that chaser inside you once and for all, that rests entirely with you. Make "I choose myself" your new standard. Internalize everything from this explainer. Because here's the truth. When you prioritize your own mission, your own self-respect, and your own emotional stability, the world actually bends to you. Step out there not as a desperate follower, but as the high-value hunter you were always meant to be. Choose yourself first, and just watch as they begin to choose you. See you next time.